I am Dr. Sanjive Tyagi, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Swami Vivekananda Subharati University. Today I will discuss one of the important topic of object-oriented programming using C++. This is the friend function in C++. How to use the friend function in C++? This is one of the important feature when we want to access the member of one class using friend function. What is the friend function? What is the friend class? In C++, a friend class allows one class to access another class, private member and protected member. See, what is the meaning of private member and protected member? Whenever we have any class, this class is divided into three sections: private section, public section and protected section. Public section, the variables and functions which are declared in the public section can be accessed by any class. But the private section, the members which are in private section and protected section cannot be used by other function which are not part of the class. In such situation, what we have to do? See, in this case, in C++, a friend class allows one class. One class means another class to access the private member and protected member of another class. This means that the friend class, it means we are making friend of, we have suppose class 1 and class 2. Both are separate. Both cannot use each other members. But this, we have to make the friend by using the keyword friend. This means that friend class can access the private and protected member of the class, and it is declared as a friend just like member function of that class. Okay, this is that the example of that is what I mean to say here. We are making two classes friend using the friend keyword. Now I will explain you another important thing. This is in C++, a friend function. I am talking about the friend function. In previous slide I was talking about the friend class. Okay. In this I am talking about the private friend function, not the friend class. In C++, a friend function is a function that is not member of a class but has the access to its private and protected member. See what I mean to say? This is suppose class EMP. Okay, it has some private section having data member and protected some member, right? There is a separate function after this class. It means here one function is mentioned here. This is void max, fine, and some data type is here. Okay, the separate max function. Okay, what we want to do, this max function is not part of the EMP class, but we want that max function use the members which are in private section and protected section. So what we'll do for this case, I will show you. For this, what I will do, I will make this function friend void max, and this is close of the class. Fine. Now this max function can use the private section, protected section of this class. This is the main objective of using the friend functions. Now I will discuss another feature. Key points. The important key points of the friend class here. This. Okay. How to declare friend declaration. The friend keyword is used inside the class to declare a function as a friend. Okay. Second is access private member. Suppose you want to access the it means any function want to access the private member of a class. Then what we have, the friend function can access private and protected member of the class directly. This is the important feature. Okay. Then I have already explained you. Again I am explaining you so that you should remember what the purpose of using the friend function in a class. Not a member. If after we have suppose any separate function that I have given you the example of max. When we have made this max function friend of class, even then the point is, even then it is not member of the class, not a member function. Even then this function is not a member. Fine. This is the important point. Okay. Now I will discuss other features. Example of some short example. I am telling you short example here. Okay. In short, I am explaining you. Yes. Class, my class. My class is the user-defined name, which class I am creating here. And in this section, I have to mention the definition of the class which I am using. And this is suppose a separate function which I want to friend of this class. For this, what I will write here friend. I will write a function instead of this function. What should I write here? Int sum int a int b in semicolon. Okay, this is one of the example to make any function. What I mean to say, any function which is not the member of this class, we make friend of this class. What is the purpose of making the function friend? Now this sum function which is now friend of this class can access the private and protected member of this class. Generally, private section and protected section cannot be accessed by any function which is not the member of this class. Fine. Now I will come to this. Example of this, I will show you the example of now. Okay, friend class. Here, previously I have discussed friend function. Now I will discuss friend class, how to make the class. In this case, this is class with the result keyword. I am creating the class by class. Okay, and its definition start from here to here. This is the part, this is the block where I will mention all the statements, all the definitions of this class. See, now this class name 2 is a separate class. This is the second class. This is means I mean to say class 2, and this is class 1. Now what we want to do, this class should access all the private section member and protected section member of this class. So what I will write, friend class name 2. Now class name 2 is the friend of this class. Okay, this is the important thing which I have explained you about the how to use the friend function in C++. This feature is very important when what we want to do, when we have one function. See, this is I will show you by the example. See, I will show you by the example when it is very much important. We have suppose class 1. Okay, it has private section, protected section, and public section. This is the class 1. Another is class 2, again has all the 3 sections. What is clear? Now we have a function, another function void max. Fine. This max function is actually want to calculate maximum value between the class 1 and class 2. Means this max function want to use the private section of this class 1, and max function want to use private section of this class 2. So what we will do, we will make this function friend of this class 1 and friend of this class 2, so that now the max function will use the private and public section of this class. Okay, this is the important feature. Now I will give you the demonstration how to write the programs in C++ using keyword friend. Now I will give you the demonstration how to write the function, how to write a program in C++ using friend function. This is one of the example. This program which is shown here is written in, I will compile it, I will execute it with the help of Turbo C compiler. Okay, the first statement I am using here, this hash include iostream.h. Okay, you know the meaning of iostream? I means input, output string. If you want to use the CIN statement and cout statement in a C++ program, then this file is important to include in your program. Okay, now I'm creating the class here, and the class name is my class. This is my class. My class is the name of class. See, in this one section is private section and public section. See, in private section there are 2 variables, value 1 and value 2. These are 2 integer variables. These are 2 integer variables. Fine. And there is one function get data, and this function I am making to input or to initialize. You know, until unless we not initialize these variables value 1 and value 2, then there is no use of the program. If you want to do some calculation with the help of program, then what we have to do, we have to initialize. First you declare the variables and then you have to initialize these variables, then we can do the calculation. So what we are doing with the help of getData function, We are initializing these two variables, value 1 and value 2. And what I am doing here, enter value for variable 1. This is a simple message. CIN value 1. This is the input statement. You know the input statement? Input statement. Okay. And suppose you input here like 10, then value 1 will have the value 1 variable will have this 10. Is it clear? Now another message, enter value for variable 2 will come, and you are inputting any value. This is stored in the 20. Suppose I am using, this is the value 2 variable and I have inputted 20. Okay. Now these two variables is having the value 10 and 20. Okay. Now see, here important statement is this. You see, important statement. What? This is friend function declaration. Friend function. This is the name of function, which is not the member of this class, and is written. Its written type is int, and the argument list is my class. It means it will receive the parameter. Which type parameter? The object of this class. So I am writing here my class. Okay. So this is the way of making any function like max function friend of this class. Okay. Now see, this, the definition. You see the definition. Okay. Definition of friend function. You see this definition of friend function. This definition of friend function is given. Definition of this function. I'm just will explain you by. Okay. Friend function. This is the definition of friend function. Max, my class obj. Obj is the object. This is the user defined object. So obj and my class. Fine. So parameter of this class is my class, object of this class. Now what we are doing, obj value 1 greater than obj value 2, return obj value 1 as return obj value 2. The point is clear or not? Now I will explain. You see, already I have explained you that we have value 1 equal to 10 and value 2 equal to 20. That we are getting with the help of get function. Now I explain you how this function will work. Now this is the max function. Now I am starting here this main class, main function. What we are doing here? This is the obj. Obj that we are creating the object of my class. That instance of the class. I can write another statement also. I can use my class M1. In this M1 is the object of, or you can say M1 is the instance of my class. So in this case, what we are, I am in this example, I am taking, I am removing this. Now I am taking this one. So obj is the object of this my class. Now if I want to call the function of this class, see, we have the function in this class. Okay. See, when I am using this statement, what happened? Then this function is called, this function. Okay. When I am using this obj.get function. Is it clear? Fine. When we are calling this when we are calling this statement, see, okay, after this what we'll get out, this function, this statement called the get data function, and get data function will execute the cout, cout and cin statement, and then we'll get the value 1 equal to 10 and value 2 equal to 20. Now what we are doing, we are calling the max function, we are calling the max obj. See, you have created the object of obj. So now when the object is created, see, remember one thing, when the class is defined and you are executing the program, then what happened, memory is not allocated to the variables of the class. But when we have created the object like this, then see, in this class we have the two variables. So two variables are created, value 1 and value 2, and see, and the value 1 is having the value 10, this is 20. Is it clear? Now we are calling this function, the program control will go, so obj is having, see, what, two variable, value 1 and value 2. When we are passing the obj, it is carrying two parameters. Now this obj will transfer to this obj. Now this obj will have again this value of this variable is copied here, value 1 and value 2. This is here, the value 1 is, this is 10, this is 20. Similarly, we have this 10 and this 20. Okay, so if you want to access this value 1 variable, what we'll write, obj dot value 1. What we are, if we are writing it, if obj dot value 1 means 10. It is indicating here 10. And obj value 2, this is 20. So this condition is false, then it will return obj value 2. Obj value 2 is 20. Fine. So this value will return to that place from where it was called. This function was called from here. So the value will return here. Okay, at this place. The output will come. That message will be displayed as it is, max value. Then this, you see, there is a colon in this message, and this, which value is returned here? This value 20 is returned. So 20 will print. Fine. So in this example, we are showing how to use the friend function and how to make the friend function, how to make any function friend of any class. Okay. In this case, there is no real application of the friend function, but the real application comes when there are two classes and one function which is common to both the classes. Then we have to share this common function to both the classes. Then I will show you another example in which you will understand real application of the function. Before starting the new program, first of all, I will show the execution of the program, how this program will give the output. You see how I am executing this program. See, after executing this output, this message will come. Okay, so what is written here? Enter value for the first. Okay, suppose I am inputting here this 1 0. Okay. Then you remember now the value 1 is 10. Now this is 20. Okay. Wonderful. See that max value 20 is print here. I will show you this program with another example. See. See, in this case, what is happening when I am executing this program, then the old messages are displayed. So, if I want to remove this message, I will have to modify this program. Here, what I will write, this hash onion.hash, this onion.h. Okay, this onion.h, because I want to use the clear skin method. Okay, now I will use here this CLRSCR with the clear screen method. Okay, clear screen method, and to pause the program at the end of execution, I will use here get ch. Okay, now save it, compile it, fine. Okay, now I am executing this. So what is the output? What is the message displayed here? This is my mean 40. Okay, the 40. Now see what is happening in this. This first, the value 1 variable 10. When we input the value here, the first 40 value will go to the variable value 2. And now suppose I am inputting here this 20. Okay, this input here, this again you see here I am inputting 40 and I am inputting here 50. So what is the output coming? 500, 600. All different. Okay, so the output is displayed here. Point is clear? Now I will explain you another program which is the real application, of friend function. Okay, now I will explain friend function. Second example of friend function. Now what I am doing, I am sharing see, these are the normal statement. Normally these are the header files which we include in our program, and we have two classes here, class first and class second. So, and one function, this is max. Suppose we want to share this with this class and with this class. Okay, Here the first we have declared class second, because this class second will be used here inside the class. This is class second, simple declaration without the definition. Class second in the, because this class second is used inside the class first. Okay, this is the class first. This is the definition of class first. Int value. I am using here one variable value 1 and one get data function. I am using here one get data function. I am using, and enter the value for the class first. This is the get data function. Whatever the value will input here with the help of this function will be stored in the value 1 variable. You see what I am doing here. This max function is the common function between the class first and second. So this function will require the object of class first and class second. So the argument list of this max function is object of first class, object of class second. And its return data type is int, and we are using the friend keyword here, friend keyword, to make the max function friend of this class. Okay. Now I will discuss second class. Now see, starting the second class, starting the second class. Okay, now I will discuss how this is the class second. And the definition of second class start here. Okay, and definition of class second is close here. From this to this place, there is a definition of class second. In this, I am declaring value 2. This is the variable of the second class, and get data function of second class. Here we are inputting the value in whatever the integer value will input here, that will be stored in the value 2. Okay. See, important thing is that the function max we are making the friend of this class second also. Okay. So what is the meaning of here this max function? This is the first class, this is second class, this is the friend of both the classes. Then only, now after making the friend, this max function can use the private section and private section, protected section of friend here, and private section and protected section of second class in the max function. Okay, so this is the example here. Now see the definition of this, see, this is the definition here. Definition of this max. See, this function is outside the both class. Its definition is mentioned here, and its definition is starting from here. Okay, and it is receiving the two parameters. Okay, this f is the object of first class and s is the object of second class. Okay, so f dot value, see this max function is using f dot value. This value 1 is the variable of first class, which is the private section, and value 2 is the private member of second class. Using friend, now we are using here private section of first class and private section of second class. This is the real application of this friend function. Okay. Now how to use them? I will show you how to use them using okay. Now see, this is the main section where this is the main section. We create the object here, and this is the F1 is the object of first class, S1 is the object of second class. Fine. And this is the main function. Main function is starting from here and you have closing here. So we have created the object of first class, object of second class, clear screen. Now f get data function. So we are calling f get data function. Now when we have created the object, we have created two objects here, f1 and s1. See, we have created here two objects. Yes. First object is f1. f1 is the object of first, and s1 is the object of second class. When we create the object, of any class, then the variable within the class are actually created inside the memory. The value 1, value 2. Okay. Now f1 object is having the value 1, s1 object is having the value 2. Now when we call this function, the value is assigned to this with the help of input statement. That get data function when is called, and when we call this statement s1 dot data, then suppose we have inputted this 200. After this function will be called. Now this is the function calling. We are passing the f1. f1 is having 100. This is 100. This is 200. When it goes to this function, that it returns the value 200 here, and then this will print here. The output will come max value 200. Fine. This is the real application which we use here. Okay. Now you see the execution of this program, right? I am inputting suppose 200, F100 or F5. The output has come. So the concept of friend function is completely have been discussed today. Thank you. We'll meet next time to discuss another topic.